నౌ వేబెక్స్ కెళ్ళి
ఇప్పుడు ఎపెక్స్ పోవాలా? ఎపెక్స్
ఉండండి.
స్టార్ట్ మీటింగ్. కనెక్టింగ్. ఇస్తే బాగా వస్తుంది. అంటే ఇప్పుడు పాఠం చెప్పిన కూడా వస్తుంది.
వచ్చేస్తుంది.
లేదా పార్టిసిపెంట్సా? సౌండ్ ఉందా చూడండి. ఫుల్ సౌండ్ పక్కన తెచ్చేసుకోవాలా పడలేదు. లాగుతాను మనం పట్టుకున్నాను. లాగుతాను. బాగా పట్టుకోండి.
పట్టుకున్నాను, వదిలేసి కింద పడకూడదు.
ఇంజిన్ నొక్కాల ఎర్ర బటన్. స్టార్ట్ మై వీడియో. అంత వస్తుంది అంతే. స్టార్ట్. సౌండ్ పెడదామా? ఫుల్ సౌండ్ ఉందా లేదా చూద్దామా?
పెట్టండి.
ఫుల్ ఉంది. రైట్, ఫుల్ ఉంది. జాయిన్ కాలే?
రాలే ఇంకా. వస్తా జాయిన్ అవుతా. ఒకడు వచ్చాడు.
ఓల్డ్ పిల్లకాయలా?
ఫస్ట్ ఒకడే వచ్చాడు, ఇంకా రాలా.
ఓ చాట్ వాళ్ళు.
పార్టిసిపెంట్ 1.
11:30 స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. స్టార్ట్ అట్ 11:30 కదా. డోంట్ అలౌ అటెండెన్స్ ఇన్ అన్మ్యూట్.
అలో చేయాలి మనం.
అలో ఆడింది అది. ఇన్వైట్ బై మెయిల్ వద్దు, మనమే ఇన్వైట్ చేసేది. వచ్చేదాకా మన పాఠాలు చెప్తాను అంతే సార్. మనమే ఇన్వైట్ చేసేదండి. ఇన్వైట్ లీస్ట్ 1 person బిఫోర్ యూ క్యాన్ సెండ్ మీటింగ్. Must invite at least 1 person before you can. క్లియర్గా వస్తుందా? ఇప్పుడు మన వాయిస్ వస్తుందా? మన వాయిస్ వస్తుంది సార్?
వస్తుంది సార్.
క్లాస్ టైంలో హలో हाँ बोलिए हाँ बोलिए. చెప్పు, tell me.
Sir, what is the meaning of a student SATS number?
STHS number of PDF they have sent to all classes. A PDF खोल के you can see in that list all against your name they have written SAT number. PDF, open PDF and see the list. Against your number, your name, number written. Okay. That is inviting participants. That symbol. This is, if you touch this, then we will on video. Start my video.
పిల్లలు చాలా
11:30 కదా.
10 minutes.
టైం ఇంకా ఇంటికి తీసుకొస్తానా?
పిల్లలు జాయిన్ అవ్వట్లా.
ఎందుకని?
ఈ అహ్మద్తో ఫయాజ్ ఎవరో ఒకళ్ళు ఉండాలి సార్. ఇందాక అన్నీ మనకి బాగా తెలియదు.
పిల్లలు జాయిన్ కావాలి, మన లెసన్ చెప్పేసి సార్ వాళ్ళు జాయిన్ అయితే జాయిన్ పని మన క్లాస్ ఎంగేజ్ చేస్తాం. అర్థమైందా? వీడియో అప్లోడ్ చేస్తాం. వస్తుంది కదా వాయిస్ వస్తాయా?
వస్తుంది.
మన పాఠం చేసుకోండి. 11:30 క్లాస్ స్టార్ట్ చేయడం అంతే. నాకు కావాల్సిన పాఠం అంతే. మన లింక్ పంపించేయాలి సార్ మన సైడ్ అంతే. అట్లా అని కొడితే వస్తారు, జాయిన్ అవుతారు.
వచ్చాడు శ్రీకాంత్ బుడ్రే. మీరు మాట్లాడండి, చెప్పండి. శ్రీకాంత్ హలో హలో అని.
హలో శ్రీకాంత్. శ్రీకాంత్ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్. శ్రీకాంత్ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్. శ్రీకాంత్. శ్రీకాంత్ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్. హలో హలో శ్రీకాంత్. శ్రీకాంత్ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్. అక్కడ
ఆనే వాడు ఆనే ఉంది స్పీకర్.
ఇది రెడ్ వస్తే పనిచేయదు అనమాట, వైట్ వస్తే వర్క్ చేస్తుంది. స్టాప్ మై వీడియో అంటే
పని చేస్తుంది. ఇది
పని చేస్తుందా? ఓకే కరెక్ట్. ఇప్పుడు పని చేయడం లే, అప్పుడు ఆన్ చేయాలి దాన్ని. ఇప్పుడు ఏడు ఆన్ చేయాలి పైన.
ఇంకోటి వచ్చాడు దీపక్,
అందుకని అట్లా వచ్చింది.
వస్తున్నారు సార్.
క్లాస్ మనం చెప్పుకోవచ్చు. ఇంకా
చెప్పుకోవచ్చు,
ఎవరు వచ్చినా రాకపోయినా. లాస్ట్లో ఆఫ్ చేయాలంటే మనం ఈ ఇంటిని చేయాలి. ఇదో ఇక్కడ నుంచి చూడు, ఇంటూ టచ్ చేయాలి. ఆఫ్ అయిపోతుంది. రైట్. హలో చిల్డ్రన్ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్. హలో చిల్డ్రన్ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్. చిల్డ్రన్ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్. గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ చిల్డ్రన్. Good morning children. Hello? Hello? Good morning, children. Hello? Hello, children. Good morning. Hello, children. Okay, boys, welcome. Welcome for the today's class. Within a few minutes, we are going to start the topic. And yesterday, whatever we have discussed, today, once again, I will revise. Today, once again, I will revise the topic because due to technical problem, yesterday it is not clear. So therefore, whatever we have discussed yesterday, we will once again I will tell you. So please once again go to the lecture. Okay? Okay, children. Within a few minutes, I am going to start the topic. All of you, please join. Join soon. So our period starts from 11:30. 11:30 to 12:10. The next period starts 12:10 to 1:10. Clear? So, sir. రాష్ట్రగాన సార్ చూడాలి లిస్ట్ చూడాలి సార్ సార్ ఇంతనే 10 వేసుకోండి సార్ 34 రైట్ సో therefore children, we are going to start. Yes, come join soon, please. We are going to start the topic. Yes, you don't worry about your SAT forms. Yes, some of the boys for 9th class scholarship forms are received. Some of the boys are not received. You do not worry, and it is there in online. So you can take the print from the online from SSBJ and fill it and send it by post. So you do not worry, right? Okay, children, today we are going to discuss about the topic, the same, that is chapter number 5, natural vegetation and wildlife. I am going to discuss the natural vegetation and wildlife. So in this topic, particularly you have to remember 4 things. Number 1 is we should know about what is vegetation. Vegetation is nothing but as scrubs, crops, plants, scrubs, grasslands. These type of vegetation grows on its own without human aid. Without human aid, the grass will grow on its own by the nature. What we call it as vegetation. Of course, this vegetation is not same in all the places. Depend upon the region, like mountains, plains, plateaus, deserts. So by looking into the different areas, we can find different types of vegetation. So if you take in India, if you take such a vast country, and we have very beautiful geographical conditions. India is a monsoonal country. Therefore, due to the climatic conditions, the vegetation broadly can be classified into 5 types. that already we have discussed yesterday. What are the different types of vegetation belts found in the Indian subcontinent? There are 5 important vegetation belts. The first one is, that is, tropical evergreen forest. Tropical evergreen forests, right? Tropical evergreen forest. Tropical evergreen forest, you should know where these forests are located. Location of this type of vegetation. Tropical evergreen forest generally can be identified where the places receiving very high temperature and heavy rainfall. Places receiving high temperature and heavy rainfall. Those places we can identify this type of vegetation, tropical evergreen. Because of the heavy rainfall, the plants grows with very much height. Even some of the plants are even 60 meters of height. Even some plants grows with the height of 60 meters height. 60 meters height. Okay, and these trees will shed their leaves after. Throughout the year, in this forest do not shed their leaves. Always the trees grows very thick and evergreen throughout the year. These normally can be identified in the foothills of the Himalayas, Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats, and the Union Territory of Andaman as well as Nicobar Islands. Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Those regions we can identify this tropical evergreen forest. Now coming to the, if you take flora, yes, important plants. Which are the plants mainly grown in this region? Which are the important plants can be identified in this evergreen forest? Yeah, number 1, you take ebony, mahogany, cinchona, rubber. Ebony, mahogany, rubber, cinchona. These are the most important plants. Let me ask you, rubber is the most important plant in dash type of vegetation. Options will be given: evergreen forest, deciduous forest, thorn forest, and none of these. This question is oftenly used to ask in the UPSC examinations, like your NDA examinations. Oftenly, every year you see the question, any question paper you can see. So and so plant belongs to dash type of vegetation. Therefore, children, you must be very, very clear about the plants. If you take particularly about tropical evergreen forest, in this belt, we can identify ebony, mahogany, rosewood, rubber, cinchona. These are the major plants. Children, name the major plants can be which you identify in the tropical evergreen forest. Major plants found in the evergreen forest are ebony, mahogany, rubber, cinchona, and rosewood. Don't confuse. Just you have to repeat twice or thrice. The important plants in evergreen forest are ebony, right? Ebony, mahogany, rosewood, rubber, and cinchona. These are the major plants. These are the major plants which we can identify in the tropical evergreen forest. Children, repeat once again. Which are the plants can be identified in the tropical evergreen forest? Ebony, mahogany, rosewood, rubber, and cinchona. When you come to the fauna, if you take fauna, yes, what type of animals? What of animal species can be identified in this belt? If you take evergreen forest, mainly elephant, monkeys are very very common, and lion, elephant, monkeys, deer. These are the common animals can be identified. These are the common animals can be identified in tropical evergreen forest. Animals can be waiting. So therefore, right? So you have to be. So therefore, you have to be right now. So therefore, so therefore, you should know about vegetation. Yes, we should know about vegetation. So, tropical evergreen forest where you can find location and important plants and important animals. So, location of these forests can be identified in the foothills of the Himalayas. Then we can find in the Union territories of Andaman as well as Nicobar Islands, right? That is location. Now coming to the important flora, which all the plants can be identified is. Important plants are, as I said, ebony, mahogany, rubber, cinchona, and rosewood. Rosewood. These are the important plants. Important plants we can identify in this zone. And coming to the fauna, different varieties of fauna are lion, monkeys, deer, elephant, or common. The tropical evergreen forest. Now to come to the second one is that is a tropical deciduous forest. Tropical deciduous forest. Tropical deciduous forest. Hello? 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 So, tropical deciduous. These forests can be identified where the places receiving rainfall from 70 centimeters to 200 centimeters. Normally, the deciduous forest, tropical deciduous forest, can be identified the places receiving rainfall that is from 70 centimeters to 200 centimeters, right? Then you can identify children which all the places are receiving rainfall from 70 centimeters to 200 centimeters. If you take, yes, if you take 70 centimeters, for example, you take Deccan Plateau. Around the peninsular plateau, if you take most of the places, that is around the Deccan Plateau, the plains of Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Western Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, these are the places they can get maximum rainfall from 70 centimeters to 200 centimeters. Those places we can identify deciduous forest, tropical deciduous forest, tropical deciduous forest. Mike, Mike, please. So tropical deciduous forest, yes. Right? So these again deciduous forest also we call it as monsoon forest. Tropical deciduous forest we also call as monsoon forest. Monsoon, as you know, India is a monsoonal country. Without monsoons we cannot perform any activities of this thing. We cannot perform any activities, right? So therefore monsoon, the tropical deciduous forest also we call it as a monsoon forest. This deciduous can be classified into can be subdivided into two types. One is wet deciduous and second is dry deciduous. Tropical deciduous can be subdivided into two types. One is wet deciduous, number two is dry deciduous. Wet deciduous forest can be identified places receiving rainfall from 100 to 200 centimeters rainfall. Wet deciduous forest can be identified, that is from 100 centimeters to 200 centimeters rainfall. 100 centimeters to 200 centimeters rainfall. The areas of that is peninsular plateau, the plains of Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Orissa, those places. Right. Whereas if you take the dry deciduous can be identified in places receiving 70 centimeters to 100 centimeters. Places receiving from 70 centimeters to 100 centimeters rainfall. Now you tell me children, which are the places receiving rainfall from 70 centimeters to 100 centimeters? You take the entire western subcontinent, western region of the Indian subcontinent, like Rajasthan, Gujarat, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh. These are the places receiving rainfall from 70 to 100. So these areas are little bit dry because of the low rainfall. Because of the low rainfall, these places are very, very dry. But generally, what type of vegetation, what are the plants grown in this belt? If you see the important plants of this region, are that is teak, bamboo, kusum, kair, peepal, arjun, mulberry and neem. These are the important plants. Important plants grown in tropical deciduous forests are teak. Teak is the most important plant, yes. Hello children? Hello? Hello? So therefore, here the teak, bamboo, sandalwood, kusum, kair, peepal, arjun, mulberry and neem are the important plants grown in the belt. Yes. Which name the plants grown in the tropical deciduous forest? Teak. Teak is the most important plant. It is a hardwood. Teak, bamboo, mulberry, sesame, kair, right? These are the important plants. Teak, bamboo, kair, kusum, mulberry, arjun, peepal, kair, etc. These are the most important plants. So you should remember that what I told you. So and so, teak is the most important plant in dash type of vegetation. Options will be given: evergreen forest and deciduous forest, thorn forest, and none of these. So if you write teak belongs to tropical deciduous forest. Right? For example, take Arjun. Arjun is the most important plant grown in dash type of vegetation: evergreen, deciduous, mountain forest, and mangrove forest. So Arjun belongs to tropical deciduous forest. So how you will remember? Therefore, each type of vegetation, which are the major plants, you should be thorough enough to understand, thorough enough to remember these plants. Like for example, tea, bamboo, arjun, people, neem, mulberry, kair, kusum. So these all category belongs to tropical deciduous. Right. If you take evergreen, tropical evergreen, if you take evergreen forest, if you take, what are those? Ebony, mahogany, rosewood, rubber, cinchona. This is how we have to remember. Yes. If you take the evergreen, automatically you should able to say ebony, mahogany, rosewood, rubber, cinchona. If you take the which one? Deciduous forest, teak, bamboo, kusum, kair, arjun, people, mulberry, and kair, and as well as neem. These are the plants grown here, because here some places the rainfall is more, whereas another side rainfall is less. That's why we subdivide this deciduous forest, tropical deciduous forest, into two types: wet deciduous and dry deciduous. Wet deciduous and dry deciduous. So therefore, we can find all type of softwood as well as hardwood. Softwood trees also we can find, at the same time hardwood trees also we can find in this belt. Hardwood also we can find, hardwood also we can find. These are the two type of plants can be. Hello? 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 Please tell me. Tell me. Hello? So therefore, you have to be remember all these plants. So you have to be able to perfect. When you are perfect about all these plants, easily you are able to write this question answer. So you should remember, the moment you say vegetation belt, says evergreen, deciduous, thorn, mountain, mangrove. Mangrove, mountain, thorn, deciduous, evergreen. You remove this word tropical, tropical evergreen forest, tropical deciduous forest, tropical thorn and scrubs, tropical mountain forest, tropical mangrove. You remove the word tropical. You remember evergreen, deciduous, thorn, mountain, mangrove. So that's what I am telling. So evergreen, the moment you say evergreen, yes, ebony, mahogany, rosewood, rubber, and cinchona. These are the major types of plants. When you take deciduous, you should remember teak, bamboo, kusum, sesame, kair, people, arjun, mulberry. All these plants can be identified in tropical deciduous forest. Tropical deciduous forest. Then when you come to the thorn and scrubs, since the rainfall is less, since it is a dry region, we cannot find any type of vegetation. Here and there, in the western part of the Indian subcontinent, we can find various bushes and little grass and cocktail plants and date palms is the major vegetation. Major vegetation can be identified in the western region. And come to the fourth one is mountain vegetation. Fourth one is mountain vegetation. This type of vegetation can be identified in the higher altitudes. This type of vegetation can be identified in higher altitudes. When you go to the higher altitudes, as you know, temperature keep on reduces. So that ultimately that will help to grow plants faster and faster. If you go to the higher altitudes, especially in this belt, yes, we can find plenty of trees. Most of them are softwood and ornamental plants. Most of them are ornamental as well as softwood trees, yes. Ornamental and softwood trees. We can identify in this belt. What are those plants? Yes, pine, fir, chestnut, deodar, silver fir, cedar. These are the plants. Cedar, pine, silver fir, oak, chestnut. These are the plants generally we found in the higher altitudes with the height of 1000 to 1500 and 2000 to 2500. We call it as a coniferous region. In this belt, normally plants will grow very much height. Chestnut, deodar, oak, these plants normally we can identify in the coniferous belt, yes. Coniferous, or you can say taiga region, taiga forest. Coniferous forest, or you call it as a taiga forest. So which are the plants mainly grown in this belt, coniferous region? Chestnut, pine, deodar, oak, silver fir, and pine. Pine, chestnut, silver fir, deodar, and silver fir. These are the major plants. Most of them are softwood as well as ornamental species. These plants can be identified in where the mountain region, mountain, M-O-N-T-N-E, mountain region. Clear boys? Mountain region. And last one is, that is tropical mangrove. Tropical mangrove forest. Tropical mangrove forest. These forests can be identified in delta regions. These forests are identified in the delta regions, the coastal plains. The coastal plains, dust and silt will be deposited, get accumulated and deposited in the basin. Mud and silt will get accumulated in the coast. So there the roots easily can submerge in the water and plants grows like anything. Such type of vegetation we call it the mangrove trees, mangrove forest. So generally in this forest there is a plant called Sundari. Sundari is the major plant which will be grown in the mangrove forest. Sundari is the major plant which will be grown in mangrove forest. Apart from that, in this belt, we can find palm, coconut, and Sundari. Agar. Palm, coconut, agar, and Sundari. These are the four important plants grown in the mangrove forest. Mangrove forest. Mangrove forest. So, what I would like to tell you is, my dear children, in this five types of vegetation, you should know about all these plants. Now you mix up all these five vegetation belts, that is evergreen, deciduous, thorn, mountain, and mangrove. include every region, and now make a list of the plants. If we take from start from beginning. Hello, hello, hello. Tell me. Hello, hello, sir. Tell me. So therefore, make a list of all the plants. Yes. Start from evergreen. Yes. Ebony, mahogany, rosewood, rubber, cinchona, teak, bamboo, kusum, kair, arjun, mulberry, peepal, etc. Right? And when you come to the mountain, yes. Chestnut, pine, deodar, silver fir, etc. So like this, now if you take examination time, as I said, yes, so and so plants belongs to, for example, Arjun belongs to dash type of vegetation. Option A, evergreen, B, deciduous, C, mangrove forest, D, none of these. So you can write Arjun belongs to deciduous forest. Next one is, next question. Teak is the most important plant in dash type of vegetation. A, evergreen, B, deciduous, C, mountain, D, none of these. So if you take teak belongs to tropical deciduous forest. Right? Third question. For example, mahogany is the most important plant grown in dash type of vegetation. A, evergreen, B, deciduous, C, mangrove forest, D, thorn and scrubs. So mahogany is the plant grown in evergreen forest. So therefore, we should know all the plants. It should be in fingertips. Yes, you should know all the plants. So each plant belongs to which type of vegetation? Ebony, mahogany, rosewood, rubber, cinchona. Then teak, bamboo, kusum, kair, peepal, arjun, mulberry, pine, cedar, deodar, silver fir, oak, chestnut, etc. Right? So therefore now, after knowing all these plants, now we can categorize. Yes. So these are the plants belongs to so and so type of vegetation. Then easily you can attempt any question. So this question is compulsory. Generally, they used to ask in the UPSC exam. Your NDA, there will be one question compulsory. They will ask you about either major important plants, either nor animals, type of animals. Yes, type of animals. Type of animals. If you take first one is mountain region is most important. Yes. Generally, in the higher altitudes, yak is the most important animal. Yak and snow leopard, yak, and rabbit, jacking deer, and wild sheep. These are the common in the higher altitudes. Name the animals found in the higher altitudes. Most important is yak. Yak is the most important animal in the altitude region. Yak. Then come to wild jackal, jackrabbit, wild sheep, and snow leopard. Snow leopard and yak is the most important. Yes, snow leopard, yak, and wild sheep are the common animals in the higher altitude regions, that is in the mountain regions. So this is how we have to remember about. You should give a lot of importance for flora and fauna, plants and animals. Yes, which are the plants belongs to all these 5 types of vegetations. Which are the plants belongs to evergreen forest? Which are the plants belongs to tropical deciduous forest? Which are the plants grown in thorns and scrubs? Which are the plants grown in mountain forest? Which are the plants grown in mangrove forest? No. At the same time, come to the next question is yes. To protect this flora and fauna is 1970s government has taken lot of initiation to protect this flora and fauna. To save the flora and fauna, government has spent lot of amount and started establishing the national parks. Yes, it is very important. National parks. Yes. There are 89 national parks are there in the country. 89. So all these 89 you may not remember. For the sake of examination, for the sake of knowledge, the most important, especially during the examination time, they may concentrate the major national parks. Yes. I'm going to list out those. Already we have discussed. Yes. Number one is Kaziranga. Kaziranga National Park. Manas National Park. Kaziranga, Manas, Bandipur, Gundi, Rajaji, Dachigam, Shivapuri, Ranthambore, and Corbett. They are the most important national parks lies in the country. Yes. Examination point to oftenly they used to ask it about Kaziranga, Manas, Kanha, Ranthambore, Corbett, Dachigam. Shivshankar, can you hear my voice? Shivshankar, can you hear my voice? Shivshankar. So therefore, these national parks is Kaziranga, Manas, Kanha, Corbett, Dachigam, Simlipal, Bandipur. This you have to concentrate more and more. Examination point of view, they are going to ask. Arey, sir, mic is off. Where mic? Huh? Right? So therefore, boys, so therefore, can you hear now? Shivshankar? Now clear? Okay. So therefore, these Kaziranga, Manas, Kanha, Dachigam, Shivapuri, Ranthambore, and so on. These are the national parks which you have to concentrate more. And you should know where these located. Which all these national parks located in which are the places these national parks located? Which are the places? Hello. Tell me. Hello, tell me. Mic is not clear. Okay. Mic is off. माइक इज ऑफ. क्या करेंगे? जिस माइक पर. हेलो. So therefore, we should know about all these Therefore, we should know about all those where it is located. Where it is located. Hello? Hello? Tell me please. Hello? Hello? So therefore, huh, you should know about all these national parks, where it is located. Yes, location of all the national park. For example, Corbett, it is in Uttar Pradesh. Dachigam, it is in Jammu and Kashmir. Kaziranga in Assam. Manas, it is in Assam. Gundi in Andhra Pradesh. Bandipur in Karnataka. And Simplipal, it is in Orissa. Simplipal, it is in Orissa. So location of all these national parks, where it is located, you should be able to remember. Corbett, Tachigam, Kanha, Manas, Kaziranga, Gundi, Bandipur, Simlipal, Rajaji, Ratambor, etc. All these national parks you have to remember. So this is also very, very important for your examination. National parks. So and so national park located in the state of. For example, Corbett National Park located in the state of. Options will be given: Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, and Karnataka. So it is located in Uttarakhand. So Dachigam National Park located in the state of A. Tamil Nadu, B. Kerala, C. Maharashtra, D. West Bengal. So Dachigam is located, Dachigam National Park is located in Jammu and Kashmir. J and K. Jammu and Kashmir. Okay. So this is how you have to remember. National Park. Dachigam, it is in Jammu and Kashmir. Corbett in Uttarakhand. Gundi in Andhra Pradesh. Bandipur, Karnataka. Kaziranga, it is in Assam. Manas, it is in Assam. Simplipal, it is in Orissa. Simlipal, it is in Orissa. So this is how 2-3 times by taking the map, outline map of India, if you mark it, if you are able to mark, one time you can see the text with help of textbook and mark, next time close it, and you start marking on your own 2-3 times, easily you can remember. There is no problem. So look here, that's why you used to teach map pointing. So where are those national parks located? So and so national park located in the state of. So therefore you should know about location of all the states. Of course, being a 9th class boys, you're able to, I think you know, I hope you know very well. Everybody able to locate every state in the country. Once if you know the state and this name of the parks, national parks located in so and so state, so easily you can mark. There is no problem at all. Right? Clear? National park. So this is the topic. So in this topic, natural vegetation and wildlife, already we had discussed before previous, that is before your examinations. Just I've been revising. Just you can go to it and try to know what type of questions will come from this topic. So concentrate more on natural vegetation belts and important flora. Important flora you can concentrate. Then followed by fauna. That is to protect this fauna. Government started various national parks. Concentrate on national parks. Yes. There are 89 national parks are there. Yes. So all these parks you should not all you can't remember. At least the major national parks you are able to remember, like Dachigam, Corbett, Manas, Bandipur, Simlipal, Rajaji, Rajgir, Ratambor, etc. So that it will be useful for your competitive examinations. Right, children? With this, we will wind up. Next class, we will go ahead with the new topic. Clear? Thank you.